we're only here today because Chairman Jordan and his colleagues want to make a show of defending a former, failed, twice impeached, crooked president. Facts are supposed to influence action. Horrifying facts are supposed to elicit a response. Yet my Republican colleagues prefer gesturing about violent crime rather than doing something about it.
Democrats aren't interested in searching for the causes of these horrific and tragic acts of violence. There's only one solution for my friends across the aisle, that is to emasculate the Second Amendment and remove guns from legal, lawful, and law-abiding citizens.
Early on in this testimony, you heard from the ranking member, his focus, his worry is that we are trying to emasculate the Second Amendment. My, oh my. To deprive a man of his male role or identity. It's mental illness. We need more paddles and prayers. There's too many single moms raising children. Really? If you read the description of the most recent shooting, a person went over to help a little child who has been bent over almost prayer-like. When they lifted her up, she had no face as a result of an assault weapon. Do we want to do anything about that, or we just want to pass feel-good resolutions claiming we support the police? Democrats have been working to reduce crime, to reduce gun violence, crime, wherever we can. And let me say, everyone, I believe, everyone in this room has sympathy for the horrific stories, the horrific losses of life, the horrific attacks, the anti-Semitic attack on your son. We have great sympathy. We hear you. You are properly raising your voices. Don't let anything that we have to say indicate that we don't think you should be lifting your voices. But there is an underlying sham going on here. I know you don't like to hear it. Your voices are important, but two things can be true at the same time. We are not properly here. It is not our jurisdiction to oversee or to interfere with an independent district attorney's office. We are not properly here. This is not our jurisdiction. I wish
None of us are
that,
asking you to
excuse
interfere.
Gentlelady controls the time.
It is proper that you raise your voices, but it is hypocritical that we are here. If this committee wants to do something about violence in this country, about the horrific losses of life, do something. Work on legislation with us. This weekend, 2 more mass shootings. Is that calling your attention? Are you up in arms to say what in God's name can we do to reduce the slaughter of our children? Your children? Our children? It's the 3rd Monday of April, and so far this year, more than 5,000 people have been killed by gun violence. Another 9,200 caught in the crossfire. Nearly 500 children and teenagers have died because of rampant gun violence. We know that number of families devastated and lives forever altered is even larger. And we're only in the 4th month. None of this is new. Hearing after hearing, one Congress to the next, the numbers keep repeating themselves. More than 200 people a day shot. 40,000 people a year killed by guns. We know all this. Facts are supposed to influence action. Horrifying facts are supposed to elicit a response. Yet my Republican colleagues prefer gesturing about violent crime rather than doing something about it. I'm reminded of the character in Succession, the late Logan Roy, said, "You are not serious people. If you are serious about doing something about violence, gun violence, and other violence, please join us." Last Congress, as the ranking member said, the House passed a universal background checks bill. 63% of Republican gun owners support it, yet only 8 of my Republican colleagues supported the bill. 202 of them voted against it, including every Republican member in this room. Again, not serious people. Assault weapons are the firearm of choice in mass shootings. The Democratic House last Congress voted to ban these weapons of war. Only 2 Republicans out of 211 voted for it. Neither is in this room today. When Senate Republicans were finally motivated to action by the horrific slaughter of babies in Uvalde, did my Republican colleagues here join? No, not a single one of them voted for the Bipartisan Safer Communities Act. Make no mistake, if the concern about addressing violent crime addressed by my Republican colleagues was genuine, they would have acted. There'd be more for us to be talking with you about here. This is not serious. Violent crime is a grave national issue. It demands serious consideration by legislators who want to make a difference and to save lives. That is reserved for us. I yield the remainder of my time to Mr. Gooden. In the face of such loss, in the face of something that is man-made and therefore could be man-solved, you are hearing that the root cause of massacres across this country, like no other industrialized country suffers, is evil. Do we have greater evil here? Do we have greater mental illness here? Do we struggle with families and holding families together, and proud mothers and fathers who raised children sometimes as single parents? Really? We heard testimony of a headless child. We're going to talk about paddles and prayers might solve this problem? Where have we lost our humanity? May not anyone's masculinity be connected to slaughter of children in our country. And so I ask you respectfully, please know I respect all of you. When you hear this set of arguments, can you reflect back to me how we bridge the divide, how we really want to work this Congress and next Congress with members across the aisle to find the love and the humanity to find solutions to this man-made problem?
And now it's time to do something, not to do something for the moneyed interest. We all know about the money in this room, and we know all about the gun lobby in this room. Bloomberg. And that's the truth.
And I pray that in this upcoming Congress, we will find the power to work together to solve this problem, because 97% of gun owners want us to solve this problem. I yield back. You know, in a week marred by yet another tragic shooting or two or three, really a slaughter of our fellow citizens, my Republican colleagues are taking time to gesture instead of to act. The purpose of this markup is to show law enforcement, to acknowledge and give aid to those who we have entrusted with keeping our communities safe. My Republican colleagues haven't put forward anything to help police who are thrust into situations, perilous situations, facing down mass shooters with assault weapons, drug traffickers with weapons modified by stabilizing braces or bump stocks, or organized criminals with untraceable ghost guns. Let's do something about those things. No, instead, they want you to think they care this National Police Week. They've done barely anything to fund and equip our nation's law enforcement services. If the folks on the other side of the aisle actually supported law enforcement, they would pass and lead the House Democrats, who last year voted to pass. How about the Invest to Protect Act? Would have authorized $300 million in grants for law enforcement agencies with fewer than 125 officers. 55 Republicans voted against it. The Victim Act, which would have provided up to $100 million per year in grants to law enforcement agencies to help solve violent crimes. 178 Republicans voted against it. Or how about, remember when we passed the American Rescue Plan, that delivers $350 billion across this nation to state, local, municipalities, and tribal areas. 219 Democrats voted for it. 210 Republicans voted against. How about the Capitol Police supplemental bill, funding the Capitol Police following the attack on January the 6th? Wouldn't that just speak for itself? 213 Democrats voted for it. 209 Republicans voted against supplemental funding to the Capitol Police. How about the assault weapons ban, which would take the weapons most used to target law enforcement and these mass murders that we are seeing, grotesquely blowing away our children. Oh, by the way, the assault weapons ban, 208 Republicans voted against it. I guess they want to defend people blowing away our children, blowing off the face of a little girl. House Republicans have set their sights on defunding and abolishing federal law enforcement agencies. This is the hypocrisy. It's an oxymoron what we're participating here. Remember, Chairman Jordan has said he wants to use the power of the majority to cut funding for the DOJ and the FBI. Matt Gaetz, Mr. Gaetz, the gentleman from Florida, wants to abolish the ATF. You all heard that right in this very room. That's the agency that every police department in this country counts on and uses to track weapons used at crime scene. Abolish it, say some members of this committee. This is simply not the work of sincere folks, not of serious legislators. That's not showing care for our law enforcement communities, and it definitely isn't support for our law enforcement departments. And so, Mr. Chairman, with the remaining time I have, I say, please, I plead with all of you, take these issues seriously. Take the slaughter of the babies in our classrooms, in our shopping malls, in our synagogues, wherever it happens to be. Take this seriously. Act. Don't pass feel-good resolutions that are absolutely hollow, vapid. We need action. My constituents are furious at the refusal of the Republican Party to take serious action on gun violence in this country. We cannot and we should not continue to live and die this way. It'll only be a matter of minutes before we hear of the next grotesquely gruesome slaughter of our citizens. And I yield back.